What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Happy 2023, Happy New Year. This is Dean. I'm the CEO of Stealth Capital. We're the top performing company in our space. And today I wanted to talk about a topic that is very near and dear to my heart. It pertains to those days where you wake up and you just really don't feel like doing anything. The last thing you want to do is get out of bed, get after it, go to the gym, get those things done that you need to get done in your business. And every kind of fiber in your being is calling for you to pull the covers over your head and kind of go back to sleep. And in this video, I want to talk about the 3 things that I generally do to get through days like that, and why getting through days like that are far more important than just peaking out and finding endless motivation and inspiration and doing a lot of things on the days you feel like it. So one of my favorite things to do is to study really successful people in the past and just observing their habits, their patterns, their mindsets, and what allows them to tick. And I think one of the most important things that I've learned in this process is that, number one, it's very normal to have down days. Even the greatest athletes, entrepreneurs, business people, etc., have days where they don't feel like doing what it is that they're the best of the world at, right? There are certain days where Michael Phelps doesn't feel like going swimming. There are certain days where Michael Jordan doesn't feel like playing basketball. And yet, what differentiates them from the rest of the pack is that they find ways to get through days like that without losing momentum, right? And so the first thing I want folks to understand is that it's very normal to have days like this, right? You're not strange, you're not depressed, there's nothing wrong with you. In any endeavor that you do, there are certainly going to be days where you feel super motivated and excited and inspired to get after it, and there's going to be days where you don't feel like doing anything. On the days where you don't feel like doing anything, those are the days I want to focus on, because the days that you feel extraordinarily good generally will take care of themselves, right? You'll probably get most of the things that you need to get done. You can be extremely disciplined, you can get after it with 110% effort, and everything's good. On the down days, right, similar to in trading, if you can limit the number of drawdowns that you have, the upside generally takes care of itself, right? So in life, it's very similar. So the first thing we talked about was accepting, first and foremost, that it's a very normal feeling to have, and there's nothing wrong with you. The second thing is realizing that on days where you don't feel like doing it, those days are where it will really count. Because if you give in to the feeling of, hey, I don't want to do this, it's okay to kind of scroll through social media, burn through half a day with the covers over our heads, that's when you start losing momentum, right? So with many things, an object that's in motion tends to stay in motion. An object that, is not in motion tends to stay still, right? And so you want to make sure that the momentum is still there. So you might not want to or be able to hit the intensity at 110% every single day. But on days where you really don't feel like it, you want to make sure that you're at least making progress. And so the things that I do on days where I don't feel like it is that I break things down into very small pieces. And what does that mean? So when you wake up and you really don't feel like getting out of bed, instead of thinking about the 30,000 different things that you have to do that day or you want to do in that ideal day, just think about, okay, how do I go and get my shorts on? Right? Just focus on that piece. And once you get your shorts on, then you say, okay, how do I get to the bathroom and brush my teeth? And if you've read the book Open by Andre Agassi, he actually talks about this. When he was in tremendous amount of back pain, I think he was going through a lot of injuries, the way he got through it was literally breaking his day down into these very, very small pieces and then going piece by piece, right? So you're never overwhelming yourself. And if you watched our video with some of the mindset habits that I learned from Navy SEALs, it's exactly this, right? Keeping your world small, doing things in bite-sized pieces, and not letting the big picture overwhelm you. The third thing is, once you're able to break things down into smaller pieces, getting started sometimes is the hardest part. And once you get started, whether it's getting to the gym itself, whether it's starting your computer up and opening the software that you need to get what you needed to get done, the process of executing what you need to do is actually significantly easier in my experience. And also accepting that even if you don't have your best performance that day, the mere fact that you got yourself to show up and do what was needed even when you didn't feel like it adds a sense of pride, adds a sense of self-esteem, and also builds the habit and the self-identity of somebody with tremendous resilience and ability to grit through the difficulties in life. And all of those self-accountability metrics add up over time, right? And so I think the 3 things, just to summarize, that we talked about today is: number 1, accepting and understanding that there are certainly going to be days where you don't feel like doing anything, and that's perfectly okay. Everybody feels that way. Number 2 is breaking tasks down into even smaller pieces than you otherwise would, and just focusing on those small pieces and executing. And number 3 is, when you're executing those tasks, not being too hard on yourself in terms of saying, even, when I feel awful, I need to be performing at peak performance. The mere fact of you showing up and getting things done should be something that you can pat yourself on the back for. And so those are my 3 tips on helping get through days where you don't feel like doing things. Those are the things I focus on to help me get through difficult days and continue having positive momentum in all goals I'm pursuing. I hope this is helpful. If it was, please throw us a like and a subscribe below, and comment and let me know what topics you would like me to talk about on future videos. I'll see you on the next one.